As you know, we've stopped or paused here, but let me draw a rectangle on a top view. Something super simple here, show you the logic. So what we want to do is we want to triangulate this rectangle, right? Or rectangular geometry. In our case, it's sort of this 4-edge surface. How I will be doing that? So if you remember from the previous videos, once we have this as our curve and set this as one curve, and if I select this, and if let's say explode, or let's find the discontinuities of this curve. So why I'm using discontinuity, by the way, I'll be explaining you in a second. So when we have discontinuity, we will have 4 points, but when we explode this, I think it's under util, we'll have 5 different vertices. You may see that one of the very first vertices is duplicating itself. So in this case, if I grab a panel, you'll see that my first and last point is basically duplicating, or the same point. So we don't want to have that. And if I grab a point list here, and if I increase the number, let's say it might be too big, but we'll see. Yeah, it's too big. So what is the logic of triangulation again here? So what I'll be doing is basically using a list item. Remember from our previous exercise, I grab my list items, and these are my indices, right? So indices 0, if I copy this and paste, copy this and paste, copy this and paste. So I can put 0. This indicates this point. I can put 1. This will indicate this point. I can put 2. This will indicate point 2, number 3, and this will indicate number 3. So the problem with what we have done here is we should be following sort of a specific, like a specific order, right? 0, 1, 2, and 0, 2, 3 can be a thing, or 3, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2 can be another triangle. It's completely up to you. So if I go and grab a polyline component, connect the first one, connect the second one, 0, 1, and connect the third one. But you see, it's not creating my triangle because it's now having 0, 1, 2 as one single polyline. If you want it to be closed, then we need to grab a toggle, connect the toggle in, and make it through. Now what we are seeing is we triangulate piece of that, right? If I copy this and paste and right click to this and say disconnect all, then I can start doing the other one, right? We can say 0 or 3, 0, and 2. You see, now I have the second triangle. So if I come over here and hide this, I have this triangle and I have that triangle. So you see, the whole logic of this triangulation is this: it's not like regardless if it's curved or not. So what I'll be doing here, I'll be basically taking this whole thing and putting over here. And maybe what I can do here is go in here and then put this guy in. But instead of this time, what I'll be using this time, I cannot use a curve. I mean, you can use the curve obviously by connecting the edges, but you don't need to because we already have the vertices. So we can take this all off. And if I press Control and Shift at the same time, I can take out this inputs and connect it over here. And now what I'm seeing is obviously the point lists are crazy now. Maybe I can preview this off. You see, the one thing that we should be careful is when we triangulate, we lose the curvature of that particular surface. So if I preview this off, maybe preview this off as well. So what I'm seeing now is basically the triangulated like curves or triangles. And in the next video, I'll be talking about how we can take these guys and convert them into surfaces and maybe some visualizations and so on and so forth.